Well, today's show is all about shapes, and Janet Takahashi is here, and she promises that we're gonna be able to draw because we're just using shapes to create flowers, right?
That's right.
So you're saying this entire garden of flowers is just shapes that we can do?
That's right.
Okay, Janet, I don't believe you, so take me through it.
Okay. So we're going to use pens that work on dark paper.
Because obviously we're working on black paper.
And it's called a scroll flower.
Why is it called a scroll flower?
Because it makes a scroll. But we're going to start off with an oval and then bring it into a cone. And that's like the basic beginning shape.
Okay.
And if you were to do 2 of those.
Mm-hmm. And now you're just adding little details, like I see what I call an echo or a second shape inside that resembles the outside shape.
And so we did that, and if it's exactly like the first one, then you bring this in, because that's going to go towards the center point.
Oh, so that's like the center part of the flower.
That's right.
I see what you're saying.
And so now if we were to make a scroll like this, and bring it down.
So it's like slightly fancier than an oval.
That's right.
Okay.
And so now we're going to, all the end points of the oval, we'll bring it towards the center part of the flower, like that.
So it almost looks to me like a roll of paper or something, or a rose.
That's right. And then from there, we can just have fun, and we can make little stamens on it.
Cool. It's interesting. I didn't think you'd be able to go over that orange with the white, but it's opaque, so it works.
Right. And then you could just have fun making other embellishments on it.
So are you thinking at all realistically, or are we just in the weird and wild imagination land where you can do anything?
This is fun. You could do anything. There isn't any right or wrong way to do it. And the leaves could be any color.
So it almost looks like there's a gold outline around that red ink.
There is.
Oh,
it separates.
Oh, so as it dries, I'm seeing it's changing color, so you actually kind of get 2 colors in one.
Yeah, it starts off as a creamy center, and then it goes to an outline of color.
Sounds like something I want to eat, that it starts with a creamy center.
That's right. Okay. So you can also, we have these oval flowers, but you can also make angular ones.
Angular, now we really are in your imagination, because I've never seen an angular flower, but I love that, which is you're creating a garden of your mind. It totally makes me think of, you know, I love that. Again, like it's the same idea, but it's just angular, but this is the whole point of being an artist, is that you get to show people what you see, how you see the world. So actually, when you're saying creating a garden, it looks to me like you're just starting to lay flowers back and front. Now, do you always work in a certain way or area, or is it?
No, I just start working and then start filling in, as you can see here. And then we'll do something with a shorter cone, like a rose flower.
Oh, so now you're saying long cone, short cone, angular cone. So once you know how to do one flower, you can just keep playing with that idea.
And then you can add other cones to it.
Oh, like a double layer flower.
Exactly.
Very cool.
And then we'll add more wings to this one.
Well, I was gonna say, if we look at how you've added petals to this one and really like change that up. Now, are you gonna color these in, or are you gonna leave the black showing through?
Some of them will be colored in. So as you can see here, even the background is colored in.
I was gonna say, it looks to me like you've got a river running behind your flower garden of like sparkle glitter.
And then here's another one where it's just colored in the background. So you can always go back and add other little embellishments and scallops.
How do you make your color choices for something like this?
You just have fun and you balance it. So you have a little red here, and then you add another color there, and then...
But you're not always making like leaves green and flowers a different color or anything like that. You're just sort of letting it go. I actually wonder if you wouldn't mind showing us, I'm gonna call this a pancake flower, but that looks complicated.
Okay, it's very easy.
Yeah, you say that, but you know.
We'll start with the center.
So it's just a shape is just like an uneven ball and some dots. I feel so far like I can do that.
And then this is basically an oval that has little scallops around it.
So now we're talking about the shape that you're making is, again, just like in this one where we started with the oval and then turned into a scroll, you're just making an oval with jagged edges.
Exactly, so it's just another oval with jagged edges.
And then you're imagining that it would continue behind to create these kind of layers.
That's right.
Very cool.
And then some of your leaves could be heart-shaped.
Oh, I like that idea. May I have a pen and do some playing? Is that
Yes.
okay? Can we play together?
Yes, that'd be
I
fun.
love that. So I'm looking at all these different colors, and I see that we can get, you know, sort of some deep colors, and I can bring my weird fantasy land into here with some stripes. And this ink is so wet and smooth that actually I'm wondering if we can get some color mixing. Let's be experimenters and
Okay.
try. Can we get, oh yeah. If you put it on wet, you can really get the ink to kind of go together, which is neat. It
That's
almost
really
gives
great.
a painterly effect.
Yeah. We could add rings around this.
Fantasy. This is like combining planets with plants.
We're just playing.
Yeah, we're just having a good time. This is our collaboration. So you can add more stripes and see what happens. Now, I'm gonna try to follow your formula, and I've never drawn one of these flowers, but I feel like you're such a good teacher, I'm gonna be able to do it. So are you ready?
Yes.
Tell me if I'm doing it wrong.
There's no wrong.
There's no wrong. I love that. So I'm gonna do an oval kind of scroll,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Then I'm gonna draw my shape down, and I can make it big or tall or whatever I want.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm gonna connect the center parts, do this part, right?
That's right.
And now I get to add all my little
That's
fantasy
right.
bits,
All the
which
fun
is
stuff.
so cool. So Janet, when you're coming up with things like this, how do you find ideas? Do you look to nature? Do you look to your dreams? Do you just think about stuff? How do you come up with these fantasy flowers?
I look at nature and then I change it. You just change one thing, add something else. It's just fantasy. And then colors too, that really helps.
Color does help me too,
Yeah.
always, 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 always. Now, I do want to point out that we are working on this book, and part of it's upside down, but that's
right.
because this folds, right?
Exactly.
And if you have one here that's already done, I believe, and if you look at it, it's basically folded into 8 sections. And then would you mind just folding that in half for us so we can
Sure.
see how that goes?
So it folds up this way. There's a cut down the center. And we fold it up like a book. It has a front and a back.
So cool, and I know that we have a template so that you've actually done this so that people can really, really see.
That's right.
That even has the page numbers on it so that you can know exactly where everything's gonna go. And one finishing touch that I love is that you've made this little cover so that you
That's
can
right.
slide your book right into that cover so it's nice and safe and all your
glue that
drawing
down.
comes true. Or
That's
you could
right.
even use washi tape.
That's right.
Janet, so clever, so imaginative. Thank you.
Oh, it was fun with you.